from our rich history, the Philippines, dubbed as the Pearl of the Orient Seas, is not just famous for its beautiful islands, but also for its Filipino culture and values that deserve to be shared to the rest of the world. Here are some things you need to know about the Philippines. From the Filipino people to the cultural practices and more. Join me as we rediscover the hidden gems, iconic and heartwarming traditions this country has to offer as we talk about the values, food, language, celebrations, and much more. First up on our list is of course the Filipino people themselves. They say that Filipinos are some of the friendliest and most hospitable people in the world. This often involves getting together and inviting people over to sing with the karaoke machine, dance, and eat because this is the way Filipinos extend their welcome to others. Filipinos are also very respectful. At a very young age, Filipino children are already trained to value and pay respect. By teaching them to say po and opo, and by raising the back of the hands of the elders to their forehead and say mano po as a sign of respect to elders. Next up on the list is the language. In the Philippines, there are about 76 to 78 major language groups with more than 500 dialects. Most Filipinos can speak 3 languages, their mother tongue, Tagalog, and English. With 180 languages spoken by locals in different provinces, it's not surprising or uncommon for a Filipino to be multilingual. In 1939, the Tagalog language was named the national language. It was renamed Filipino in 1959 and finally Filipino in 1973. The present constitution names Filipino and English as joint official languages. Aside from that, here is a list of major languages in the Philippines: Ilocano, Pangasinan, Pampango, Tagalog, Bicol, Cebuano, Hiligaynon or Ilonggo, and Waray Samarnon, among others. Next on our list is the religion. As Filipinos are known to be very religious people. The denomination of Christianity that became most embedded in the Filipino culture is Catholicism, which was introduced in the Philippines during the early colonial period by the Spanish. For many Filipinos, the time of fiesta is an important event within the community. During the Catholic event of fiesta, the local community comes together to celebrate the special day of the patron saint of a town or barangay. It is a time for feasting, bonding, and paying homage to the patron saint. Aside from Catholicism and Christianity, Islam was also introduced to the southern Philippines from neighboring countries in Southeast Asia like Indonesia and Malaysia, where most of the Muslim population in the Philippines reside in the southern islands of Mindanao, Sulu, and Palawan. Enough of that, let's talk about food. Filipino cuisine offers scrumptious food from sweet to salty to savory. This is where they really showed their creativity and resourcefulness, as they can literally think of any dish using any part of an animal or plant. Here are some must-try Filipino foods and some of my personal favorites. Starting from breakfast, tapsilog is a popular breakfast dish in the Philippines. The name itself refers to the contents comprising the meal, which is cured beef or the tapa, fried rice for the sinangag, and fried egg for itlog. Adobo, whether chicken or pork, is one of the staples in any Filipino homes, along with sinigang, tinola, with a side of rice. Filipinos love rice and will probably eat rice at any time of day, whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. For For special occasions, on the other hand, pancit, palabok, spaghetti, lumpia, and lechon are guaranteed to be there and will for sure be the crowd favorites. And for dessert, halo-halo, turon, banana cue, and sorbetes are just some of the most well-loved snacks Filipinos typically enjoy. Now that we're full just by talking about these mouth-watering delicacies, let's move on to other values and talk about some of the most impressive, heartwarming, and sometimes quirky habits of the Filipinos which makes them unique. Aside from being respectful, religious, and hospitable, the Filipinos are also well known for the following. Filipinos are extremely family-oriented. In the Philippines, family is valued so much. Unlike in other countries where children move out of their houses once they turn 18, it is completely normal for a Filipino children to live with their parents until they are married. The Filipino family culture is something that many people applaud because Filipinos value spending quality time with their loved ones. The Bayanihan Filipino culture. Bayanihan is a core essence of the Filipino culture. It is helping out one's neighbor as a community and doing a task together, thus lessening the workload and making the job easier. It is best exhibited when a family wanted to move to another place. They would ask the men in the town to help carry their house to the new location. 15 to 20 men will carry the house in unison. Afterwards, the family expressed its gratitude by preparing food for everybody to share. Panghaharana. During the olden days in the Philippines, the tradition of harana, or musically serenading outside someone's window, was a popular event. A man wishing to court the woman he loved would arrange for a group of friends to help him serenade her with guitar and singing. They would stand outside her window and play love songs in order to attract the woman's attention. The resiliency of the Filipinos. You can throw any challenge at Filipinos, but one thing is to be expected. They will always bounce back and find the silver lining even in the toughest situations. Not even the strongest of storms, earthquakes, or any disaster can bring us Filipinos down. And although it may seem that their world is destroyed calamity after calamity, they can still smile and give warmth to others, a sign of true bravery and resiliency. How Filipinos spend their Christmas. Filipinos love to celebrate Christmas so much that as soon as the calendar turns to September, local news stations are already putting up countdowns till Christmas. People start decorating their houses with lights and a traditional Christmas ornament called parols. Festive jingles and carols are being played at the malls, restaurants, and most especially in their houses non-stop. There is also a tradition of completing the Simbang Gabi, which is a 9-day celebration of a series of night masses that starts from December 16 to December 24. Filipinos' love for celebrations. Another great thing to know about the Philippine culture is that Filipinos love celebrations. May it be a simple event like a grade school moving up, birthdays, job promotions, or celebration for a patron saint, no occasion is too small not to celebrate. Philippine festivals are also among the most notable cultural practices in the Philippines, where Filipinos give all out to celebrate the province or town's fiesta. Here are the top 10 festivals every traveler must experience at least once. Sinulog Festival in Cebu, Ati-Atihan Festival in Aklan, Dinagyang Festival, Iloilo City, Pahayas Festival in Lucban, Quezon, Panagbenga Festival in Baguio City, Lechon Festival, Batangas, Kadayawan Festival in Davao City, Mascara Festival in Bacolod, Tuna Festival, General Santos City, and lastly, Gigantes Festival, Angono Rizal. Unfortunately, we cannot talk about every little thing that defines Filipinos and Filipino culture, as it can take us hours to just scratch the surface. I am Johannah Mendoza, and this is my video explaining As soon as the calendar turns to September, as soon as the